This is actually a special briefing for me in another way. Let me welcome the representative of the Secretary General of the United Nations and head of the UN Office for the West Africa and the Sahel. I also saw Comrade Chris Isiguzo, President of the Nigeria Union of Journalists. But I have also seen my colleagues from different parts of Africa. So permit me to recognize Mr. Saka Lafia, Chairman of the Electoral Commission of Benin Republic. Thank you, Mr. Lafia. Thank you very much. We also have Mr. Aliu Momar Njai, Chairman, Electoral Commission of the Gambia. We have our own sister, Mrs. Jean Mensah, Chairperson of the Electoral Commission of Ghana. And then another sister, Davideta Lansana Brown, Chairperson, Electoral Commission of Liberia. Another sister of ours from Southern Africa, Mrs. Elsie Ngikembua, Chairperson of the Electoral Commission of Namibia. We have Barrister Issa Kasuna, Chairman, Electoral Commission of Niger Republic. We have Justice Jacobs Mwambagele, Chairman, Electoral Commission of Tanzania. And then my good friend, Mohamed Kone, Chairman, Electoral Commission of Sierra Leone. And there are other officials of other electoral commissions. So ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to the second briefing of the day. Our intention at this briefing is essentially to give you an update. Some questions were asked in the morning. We said we will provide update. The first one is the attack in Goza. Goza is in Borno State. And I want to report that the military has confirmed that it was an 81 millimeter mortar attack on two facilities, including a filling station near INEC office, but no damage to INEC facilities and no casualties. Some people were injured and they're in hospital. We wish them a speedy recovery, but no destruction of INEC facilities and no disruption of the electoral process. So that is the update on Goza. Unfortunately, we continue to lose some of the bimodal voter accreditation system devices. I reported in the morning the loss of devices in Delta and in Safana local government area of Katsina State. But unfortunately, we also lost 3 Beavers machines in Ayamelum in Anambra State. But we have recovered from all these losses because we have contingency arrangement to respond to any such attack. There were issues arising from the commencement of the process in Abia, in Imo, and in Kebbi, among other places. I'm happy to say that the process is right now ongoing in Abia. The polling units will remain open well beyond the appointed hour until the last person on the queue before 2:30 votes. In Imo, the process is ongoing except a few RAs or PUs marred by insecurity and thuggery. spread across 7 local government areas. And the situation in Kebbi State is stable. Voting is going on mainly in Birnin Kebbi, but earlier it affected Birnin Kebbi and a part of Argungu, but mainly in Birnin Kebbi, but voting is ongoing. But we have a situation in Bayelsa State, particularly in the capital, Yenagoa, where in 4 wards, wards 4, 6, 8, and 14, involving 141 polling units, the process was disrupted. We remobilized security. The situation is calm for us to proceed with the process, but the youth corps members express some apprehension of going back. So we met with the security agencies and we have decided that voting in these 141 polling units, where the materials are actually intact, will take place tomorrow morning. Remember, we are not only doing presidential election, but we're also doing senatorial and federal constituencies. So it's good as much as possible to recover and conduct the election so that we can conclude the processes. So the youth corps members who are going to serve as presiding officers and other categories of ad hoc staff are agreeable to the election holding in these locations tomorrow. In Lagos, we have been closely following the situation in Okota, Mofoluku, Oshodi, and Elegushi. We have been able to normalize the situation in a number of places, including Ikate, where voting is ongoing. So we'll keep our eyes on the processes in the other areas that I have mentioned. Polling units in a large number of areas closed, and sorting and counting of ballot papers have commenced. Between the last briefing and this one, we have taken a proactive step by meeting with the Inspector General of Police, the National Security Advisor, and the Commandant General of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps. The idea is to strengthen security as we move to the next stage of the process, which is the collation of results in locations where voting has been concluded at the polling units. I would also like to say that in Edo State, we had a situation that we handled yesterday. One of the parties whose acronym is on the result sheets, but the logo is not on the ballot paper, in a federal constituency, after meeting with the stakeholders, the decision was taken, since the materials are intact, to countermand the election. So we have suspended the election for Esan North, Esan South, and Igweben. The ballot papers will be reprinted, and the election will now hold along with the state constituency elections on the 11th of March. That is in the next 2 weeks. We are determined that no Nigerian should and would be disenfranchised. So we have been responding to some of the situations as they arise, and we are going to do so overnight. There may be no opportunity for us to brief Nigerians again between now and tomorrow, but if need be, we'll make an announcement and do a briefing before we then open the collation center tomorrow. So this is the update on the situation nationally. But as I said, observers, the media, and all others are also keeping their eyes on the processes. and would like to hear from you what we have seen and what more we need to do. In my earlier briefing, I said that the technology actually optimally performed, generally speaking. We're really happy nationwide. This is the first deployment in a major national election, and the technology has given a good account of itself. Yes, we have lost ballot boxes here and there, but it appears that the target of thuggery is now the bimodal voter accreditation system, the BVAS. But we will continue to protect the process and will continue to proceed courageously to ensure that we conclude this in a very free, fair, and credible manner. We are willing to listen to your comments and take suggestions and observations. But as I said, we are in the middle of the election. So we'll take a maximum of 3 interventions because we have to go back to the situation room and to continue to monitor the situation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Chairman, INEC. Please, if you want to ask any question, maybe make your observations or make any comment, kindly indicate. The mic will be brought to you.
Good evening, Chairman. My name is Harry Awurumibe. I report for Prompt News, online newspapers. Mine is, you mentioned when you were briefing us that beavers, from the information you have gathered across the nation, have performed optimally. But then the bad guys are targeting beavers. And knowing now, and you've met with the chiefs of security, now counting has started. And those beavers are going to be brought to racks. And the bad guys, especially in Lagos, and I'm from Imo State, Okigwe in particular, Olo, Osu, they're going to target the beavers and hijack them. What are you doing about that?
Okay. Good evening, the chairman. Good evening, colleagues. I am Princess Ekwi Ajide of the Anambra Broadcasting Service. Sir, I want to know what will happen to the results that will emanate from Urokwe Primary School and Umwezilibu Hall or Zobolo, where the ad hoc workers did not come, but voters volunteered and started the work. So incidentally, in some places, they voted, they did the accreditation and waited for some hours before they started voting. So what will be the outcome of the result from that place? Thank you.
Good afternoon, Honorable Chairman. My name is Ogochukwu Okorunkwa and I report for Radio Nigeria. A colleague of mine that went to vote at Tungamaje FCT Health Center polling unit said that out of the 5 polling units, that thugs came and made away ballot boxes belonging to 007 and 014. He now said that the people now mobilized and started beating them before the police came, dispersed the people, and later now went out again with the ballot boxes and the ad hoc staff. So for people that were supposed to vote at 007 and 014, voting ended for them. So she's now asking, will there be another opportunity for them to vote, or is that the end of the voting experience for them? Thank you.
Thank you. Please.